this whole year, Aunjanue, Andra, you guys have taken me from a spiritual journey, from exhibiting forgiveness to this. And I just want to say thank you. Definitely, your performance has definitely blessed me and my family and my wife. Talking the stories. I come from a background preachers and everything, and in the industry, we're all also part of it. We're not blinded that as being a believer and being in this industry definitely is a struggle within itself. And for both of you guys talk about I guess the decision not only to to take this role, but also making sure that I am making career choices where I want, regardless of where the industry might have pushback from stories like these being told, that I want to continue on pushing, telling the stories, because this will be part of people's testimonies up on screen.
I think the best way to put it is that for me personally, that's what I want my life and my legacy to be. Speaking as a believer, when people see me, I want people to see God. I want people to see Christ. I want them to see light. I want them to be encouraged. I want them to know that that they are loved, and that they are, that everyone is flawed. I think, again, there is this huge issue, I think, within, and I'll say church culture, because for me, that's different from spiritual, like a relationship with God, with the Lord. There's this idea that you have to have it all together, that you need to show up perfect, and that you need to win the approval of people around you. But for me, when I read scripture, I see scripture full of flawed characters and people trying to figure it out, people who have been hurt, people who have hurt other people. And there's an intention. They're still here for a reason. They're still purposed for a reason. Their story is important. So, yeah, I want people to be encouraged. And, for me, I want people to be encouraged. I think there's a lot in our environment that tries to discourage us and make us hopeless. And so, my desire is that as we tell these stories, it instills people with hope. And I think that's something that I think that is a fruit of the Spirit that I've been given, so.
Yeah, Aunjanue.
I have I guess a bit of a different experience. I'm a church girl in the sense that, probably from the time I was 3 until I was 18, I was in church, I'd say 3 to 5 times out of 7 days. 3 to 5 days out of 7 days. So it was choir meeting, mission meeting, usher board meeting, prayer meeting, church 2 times or 3 times a day. You know what I mean? Like that was my life. That was my life. And then I had to turn away from that. And it has been, a source of conflict. And then I have returned, but I've returned knowing that, my definition of God is my evidence of God is the survival of Black people. Our surviving and creating something inimitable in the middle passage. That's my evidence of God. So that's why I continue in worship on Sunday mornings, even though I am in a church culture that is not welcoming to someone like me, who is a queer woman, who is a woman, who is all of those things. But I will always be in that place. And that's where my grandmother built me. So for me to be in a film like this, it was my honoring not my conflict, but also my tradition, and that's my grandmother's tradition, my family's tradition, and I did not want to fail that.
My aunt, I'm going to add to that. My aunt saw the film, and she was like, I don't know that I can tell people to see this film because there's too much cursing and that Ebony's just like, and I was like, okay, so you can play politics with your church, or you can walk with Jesus, who walked with whores, who walked with drunks, who walked with the derelicts of the world. And she thought about it. And yeah, I'm aware that the church and the church folk will probably not understand, but I gotta be true to I gotta be true to God. and,
Yes.
and to my spirit in telling the story.
Yes.
Well, thank you to all three of you, and I can pray for many blessings, all three of you, in a thriving career and telling these type of stories. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.